Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, Twitch chat, and welcome back to Let Us Play. I'm your host, Father Evan. It's good to be back with y'all today. Back with y'all for a bonus stream. Indeed, a treat, Bedroxy. Good to see ya. This is a thank you for all those who have gifted subs or subbed themselves. That got us up to 30, and the next bonus stream will happen at 35. So thank you so much for everyone who's contributed and helped the channel to grow. This is my little way to say thank you back because I'm playing a terrible game. So, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun. But it's good to see you, Nanakit. Thank you for the lurk. Before we get started, I want to say thank you to Jate Live. Thank you for following. Welcome to the channel. Jate Live's a cool dude. He's got some really nice emotes. King Yenzela, good to see ya. How you doing? We love a bad game. We love a bad game indeed. And I have bad news, chat. It's working. I don't even remember. It has been months since I have played this. I remember, so vaguely the plot. I don't know Adventures in Odyssey. It's a radio series, apparently. But, like, it involves this guy named Eugene, this doctor he hangs out with called Dr. Whitaker, or Dr. Witt, and his friend Connie. And they went on this adventure to try and find out why Eugene's parents went missing one time. They wound up in South America, in Peru, and then they were like, oh, we found clue to a treasure. Oh, it's buried right underneath our house. And so that's where we are now. Yeah, the great thing about the Meatmorp having a ponytail is it was actually drawn the same day I got my ponytail cut off. So it's kind of a nice little reminder of that. You're playing a 100-hour RPG? Which one are you playing, Gale? So I'm guessing this puzzle has something to do with... I was not prepared to click on that. And... Trails of Cold Steel 3. Nice. Well, I hope you have fun. I forgot... What are the controls? Is it too late? Am I supposed to do that? I want to go back. Hold on. Yes, you quit the game. Yes, I know. Okay, it just takes you there, period. So we're going through all these water tunnels, apparently, so that we can get shields to reflect the light, and that teaches us about virtue somehow. You had to have a break after TOCS 2 and 3. Had 3 different endings in a row. Oh, that's right, you told me about that game. The main characters are really the whole town, but they generally center around Wit's End and the people who hang out there. Oh, okay. Anyway, so controls to run, spacebar jump. Okay. What are hitboxes, ladies and gentlemen? Hello? How am I supposed to get through here? Oh, yeah. Just use a shovel underwater. That's a perfectly normal thing that people do. Oxygen? Yeah, I'm about to run out. It's on the bottom left there. Oops. It's okay, it was all just a dream.
I'll try this one.
That boy be half fish. This is the real reason his parents brought him to this town was, oh, there's a little oxygen.
Almost there. Can't stop now.
Yeah, they brought Eugene to Wit's End to hide him from the government. Because they knew the government would be like, oh, fish boy, we must do experiments.
Eureka! I did it!
You did nothing. This is canon and true. I would not lie. I believe you, Enza.
It's a good thing I'm a strong swimmer.
Is it? I mean, this is actually pretty impressive given what he's wearing.
This is rather entertaining, if I do say so myself. Perseverance. Perseverance.
Should I be concerned about the fish? Okay, I can climb back up onto that one. Eugene, please. There's a platform right there. Am I missing a button? No, apparently I just have to approach it from a really specific angle.
If I break this stalactite here, it should create a wedge down there.
And it falls off. Eugene, what were you hitting? Listen, he isn't the smartest fish boy. No, but they keep trying
I
to say
recall the
he's...
words of Winston Churchill, who was definitely a man of faithfulness and perseverance. Never give in. Never give in. Never, 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 never. In nothing. Great or small, large or petty. Never give in. Except to convictions of honor and good sense.
I don't know if Churchill's quite the person I'd always want to be quoting on matters of faith. Oh, that water just insta-kills you.
I recall the words of Winston Churchill, who was definitely a man of faithfulness
Do I have to re-listen to
and
this every time?
perseverance. Never give in. Never give in. Never, 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 never.
Nope.
In nothing. Great or
Never give up. Never surrender.
I recall the words of Winston Churchill, who was definitely a man of faithfulness and perseverance. Never give in. Never give in.
What?
Never, 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 never. In
Bad
nothing.
Moobot. I'm sorry
Greater-
about that, Jens. I don't know what happened. I don't
I
know
recall
what
the
you did.
words of Winston Churchill, who was definitely a man of faithfulness
Sometimes Moobot
and
just
perseverance.
has opinions.
Never give in. Never give in. Never, 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 never.
And maybe I
In
should move
nothing.
to another Automod
Great or
bot, but I
small,
keep
large
forgetting
or
to.
petty. I recall the words of Winston Churchill, who was definitely a man of faithfulness and perseverance. Never give in. Never give in. Never, 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 never. In nothing.
I
Great or
pressed
small,
jump.
large or petty. I recall the words of Winston Churchill, who was
I am
definitely
tired
a
of
man
hearing
of
about Winston
faithfulness
Churchill,
and
Eugene.
perseverance. Never give in. Never. I recall the words of Winston Churchill, who was definitely a man of faithfulness and perseverance. Never give in. Never give in. Never, 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 never. In nothing. Great or small, large or petty. Never give in. Except to convictions of honor and good sense.
I freaked out about the recording vote. It had a very long no. Well, sorry that Moobot had opinions.
These are rather unusual shields.
Okay, I have the shield. Now what?
I recall the words of Winston Churchill, who
I'm
was
sure you
definitely
do,
a man
Eugene.
of faithfulness and perseverance. Never give in. Never give in. Never, never, never,
Now
never.
you're tempted to try
In
the bot.
Nothing.
Lol.
Great or small, large or petty. Never give in. Except to convictions of honor and good sense.
Please stop recalling the words of Winston Churchill. I know, right? We get it. You have a Winston Churchill quote memorized. We all took world history at some point.
These are rather unusual shields.
Oh, okay, that worked out. Maybe? No, bad. Eugene, I jumped.
I recall the words of Winston Churchill, who was definitely a man of faithfulness and perseverance.
I seem to recall the first
Never
game
give
being
in.
better than this one.
Never give in.
That's
Never,
all I'm
never,
gonna
never,
say.
never.
It's
In
vague
nothing.
memories at this point.
Great or small, large or petty. Never
Adventures
give
in
in.
Odyssey has a video game. It has
Except
3,
convictions of
Trekkie.
honor
This is number
and
2.
good sense.
They're a trilogy. They have one story. I know, right?
These are rather unusual shields.
He reminds me of a young Matt back as Chesterton. Where did that box? That box just despawned.
I recall the words of Winston Churchill, who was
Can someone
definitely a
clip
man
that?
of faithfulness
Please.
and perseverance. Never give in. Never give in. Never, 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 never. In nothing. Great
Let's
or small,
go. Let's
large
go.
or petty. Never give in. Except to convictions of honor and good sense.
See, the problem is I don't even know what I'm supposed to do after I get this shield. Because, like, this narrator is worse than Bennett. Yeah.
These are rather unusual
And I think it's
shields.
the actual voice actor of Eugene from the show. Admittedly, I didn't know about the show until I started doing this, but... Yeah, now I don't know what I'm supposed to do, because I can't just, like, walk out this way. You listened to the show as a kid? Yeah, I never did. My family never listened to it, so... I hope this is the right way to go. Okay, so once you've reached...
It's a good thing I'm a strong swimmer.
Well, we're at least at another screen.
Air!
Saturday mornings after Mass, we'd go on a drive before lunch and listen to Adventures in Odyssey. That sounds like not a bad way to spend a Saturday with your family, honestly. I didn't go to a lot of Sunday Masses as a kid. I actually went to a lot of more of the vigils, the Saturday vigils, because my mom had a job
Eureka!
that
I did it!
required her to work Sunday mornings. Why are those so loud? They're underwater. They shouldn't be this loud. Oh, right. These have terrible hitboxes. Dad was a cantor and in the choir, so we were always at the morning masses. There you go. Yeah, my dad was a lector and my mom was a Eucharistic minister. I was an altar boy. But yeah, it was always just, glitching, getting stuck on things. It was always the Saturday evening for us.
What's in here?
What? That didn't even touch you, Eugene. This is brutal. We should try playing it.
Perseverance. Perseverance.
Papa John's has burger pizza. It has pickles. Ooh, that actually does sound kind of good. I'm a fan of pickles. Wait, this fish on the lower right is actually outside of the water. Hey, Brayherd, good to see you. You don't remember much about Adventures in Odyssey except for the fact that there was a Bible edition and Adventures in Odyssey comics between the books. Nice. You know, Eugene, a thought occurs. If these shields are reflective and you're trying to get the light from point A to point B, you only really need 2, maybe 3 shields in total. You don't need to do this intricate setup, I promise. The secret is Eugene is a deathly fear of boulders.
I'll try this way. It's a good thing I'm a strong swimmer.
It's okay, he's an engineer. It may not make sense to you, but to him it makes sense. Well, okay, fair enough. Hey, Kevin the Reader. Adventures Odyssey is available for streaming, but you have to buy a subscription to their
Eureka!
website. Well,
I did it!
That's fair.
What's in here?
How is this boulder going so fast? You could totally swim out.
Ooh, what was in here?
One of your local radio station still plays it Sunday mornings. Nice. I think if I time it about there. Ah! Okay.
Ooh, what was in here?
There's a convention? That's impressive dedication to a brand. I hope there's cosplayers. Like, I genuinely hope someone is there cosplaying Eugene like this. Well, it would make sense to me, the voice actors, yeah, being that it's a radio show. He would cosplay Eugene. Let's go. I'll cosplay Dr. Witt.
This is rather entertaining, if I do say so myself. I'll try this way.
I hate everything on this screen. I just want the record to show.
Perseverance. Perseverance. I'll try this way.
Do you remember there was an animated series?
Perseverance. Perseverance.
Butch Hartman worked on it. My goodness.
I'll try this way.
Yeah, maybe
Perseverance.
these are the trials of perseverance that I'm doing right now. I like the one that was like, it's the ball in the maze. You have to move the maze around to get the ball into the goal. And that was somehow a test of the virtue of not patience. It was like,
I'll try this.
What was it? It was like the virtue of courage or something. That's like,
Perseverance.
what does this have to do with courage? I have the courage to do this game?
I'll try this way. Perseverance. Perseverance.
there's way more hitbox on that floating barrel. Also, why is there all this debris in this ancient underground tunnel system beneath town that no one has entered for years? I have the courage to fail miserably in front of my friends. Ah, you're going to karaoke. How am I supposed to get past that? Also, I like that the sound effect doesn't even loop properly. Like, there's a moment at the very end where it cuts out. I think I was too slow on that one. The animated series is on Prime. Well, it's a good thing I don't have Prime. But if you have Prime, you can subscribe using your Amazon Prime account for free. You had it on VHS. That sounds like some peak 90s content right there. I refuse to watch this on DVD. It needs to have some graininess.
It's a good thing I'm a strong swimmer.
Okay, then let's come back this way. I mean, I am learning so much about the Adventures in Odyssey content today. I mean, TV, radio, comic books and the Bible. You had VeggieTales? I never had VeggieTales as a kid. I remember in school we used to watch a lot of the animated videos of like Saints' Lives.
Try this.
As far as I can tell, one of the things that made Adventure in Odyssey different from typical evangelical media is that it's actually good. Ah, yes. Yeah, I mean that is a common thing in a lot of Christian content, is like by failing to be entertaining, it doesn't evangelize. Like, it winds up being neither a good TV show or a good catechetical tool. No, I got stuck.
I'll try this way.
Yeah, I watched a lot of, like, Gargoyles, DuckTales, Batman. That's what I watched growing up. They're unformed. Are you saying they're informed?
Success!
Okay. What's with this weird intricate web of shields? Why more? Oh no.
What's in here?
It's these temporary platforms again. Okay, so the water is insta-death.
What's in here?
You don't know about
Eureka!
forms?
I did
It sounds familiar, but I can't place the name right now, but I'm spending almost all of my brain resources suffering on this
Success!
right
It's a good thing I'm a strong swimmer.
But also, I couldn't pass up the opportunity to make a bad pun. It's a media platform run by Ignatius Press. Oh, okay. Trying to remember if that's...
This is rather entertaining, if I do say so myself. Of course I
The
said.
parish I was helping out at in DC used something like that.
There must be a pattern here.
It was basically the same concept, but maybe a different company. I'm trying to remember the name. Ah! That is cheating. That is cheating right there.
There must be
Creators
a
of
pattern
Veg Tales have a new show planned. Somewhat surprised. So the company that producing it was not exactly Christian. They're based... Ah! Ah, yes. That I know the company you're talking about. Shovel! Shovel for your life! Glitch for your life! Eugene, please.
It's a good thing I'm a strong swimmer.
Eugene, please. We need to find the secret of what happened to your parents. We can't do this if you're glitching into walls.
Eureka! I did it! I believe I'll wait until it's safe to go.
Oh, they're waterfalls. I was trying to figure out what those were supposed to be. That error meter is so tough to read. Yeah. It's basically, where is the bubble at? And even then, it's... It's way more forgiving than you'd think, which, you know what? I'm fine with. What? No, my sneaker got wet. I am cast into the abyss.
I believe I'll wait until it's safe to go.
Hitboxes. Yeah, game doesn't really have hitboxes. It has like hit screens. Makes me think of there's some game. I was watching a speedrun of it once, and they explained that they had to be really careful because if they screwed up, it would make the player's hitbox the entire screen and crash the game. It was a big oof. No! What? I was nowhere near... That was below me!
I believe I'll wait until it's safe to go.
Chad, if you're watching this and you're thinking, wow, these controls look stiff, I promise you they're even worse in real life.
I believe I'll wait until it's safe to go.
What?
I believe I'll wait until it's safe to go.
The game didn't know what to do with the collision there. It was just like, reset the screen. I was trying to get up, but the game decided it didn't like
I'll wait until it's
my
safe to go.
inputs. Okay, we made it. We made it. Whew. I swear, if there's something on the ladders that just
I did it!
resets the whole screen, I'd be so upset.
I believe I'll wait until it's safe to go.
Swim up, swim up, swim up! Bad Roxy has redeemed a father joke.
I believe I'll wait until it's safe to go.
So my friend's wife was showing me a picture that her husband had bought to celebrate their anniversary, and it was a 4-foot wide frame for it. And she was telling me how kind of ridiculous it was and how she didn't like it. And I told her she really should just look at the bigger picture.
It's a good thing I'm a strong swimmer.
All right, gonna wait for this boulder to come. Oh no, what did Gale buy? Wow, I got stuck! I got stuck!
I believe I'll wait until it's safe to go.
I broke the boulder. I think I discovered a speedrunning strat. Quick, write that down and send it into the 3 speedrunners of this game.
I'm almost there. Can't stop now.
I'm worried I'm not going to be able to get past it again, actually. Look at the bed! He goes,
I'll
fed
wait
in
till it's safe to
kidneys!
go.
I was right!
Air!
Oh, don't be so dramatic. You had plenty of your breath meter left. Whoop.
Success!
Okay. I
Yes,
got the magic
the
Ada.
perseverance symbol.
I don't know how the final puzzle... Why were you even showing me a puzzle of the shields reflecting the light if I don't get to participate in the puzzle? Oh dear, release. Break, speed up, B2 break.
Okay.
What was
I
the other
need
thing?
to figure
Spacebar
out
to
how
throw a
get
rock.
around
Oh,
this
I
line to
forgot.
find the Greek symbol that opens the exit.
I forgot about
Well,
these
this
levels.
shouldn't be too hard. Hey, this is kind of fun.
These controls are awful. Yes, that one just leads me to there.
Looks like I need to throw rocks at the levers to switch the mine tracks on and off and right up to that Greek doodad. Well, all in a day's work.
Okay, I get what I'm supposed to do in concept, but in execution, this
Gotta stay
game
focused.
struggles.
Find the Greek thingamajig. That hurt.
Will there ever be a Father Evan Reviews Chick Tracks? Probably not. Because that would require me to pay attention to Chick Tracks. Although, fun fact, when I worked at a campus ministry, we used to sometimes get them dropped off in the Adoration Chapel. So I'd have to go in every so often and just, like, make sure that none were
Keep
lying
my
around.
eyes open. That Gustav guy might be nearby.
Okay, this one... I feel like I'm stuck in a loop.
That was a piece of cake. Easy as pie. I'm getting hungry.
No, I'm trying to get out of the loop. Connie! Okay, I can never make that jump, apparently.
I wonder what Wit is up to. Looks like I've got to always be ready to throw a rock. Guess that's
Yeah, I know,
being
but
alert.
your rock throwing skills are awful. You can't throw a rock and speed up, which is what I need to do to get that. Connie?
Okay, I need to figure out how to get around this mine to find the Greek symbol that opens the exit. Well, this shouldn't be too hard. Hey, this is kind of fun!
Child, you should not be having fun in a dangerous mine. Their
think I
humor
need
is
to
not
throw
intentional.
rocks
Yeah.
at the levers to switch the mine tracks on and off and right up to that Greek doodad. Well, all in a day's work.
Why does my brake only work some of the time?
Okay, I need to figure out how to get around this mine to find the Greek symbol that opens the exit. Well, this shouldn't be too hard.
Ah! I almost had that.
Woohoo!
Where's this one lead out of? Right. This is a very confusing maze.
Looks like I need to throw rocks at the levers to switch the mine tracks on and off and
I know
right
that,
up to
Connie.
Greek doodad. Well,
I'm just-
all in a day's work. I wonder where Eugene is.
Please, Connie. See, I need to figure out which one of these things puts me basically coming out this way so I can hit this and go out at the same time. But the problem is that I think it might be one of these.
Gotta stay focused.
And trying to hit it
Find
with
the
a
Greek
rock
thingamabob.
and hold speed up, because you can't do both. It's proving difficult.
McAllister said to
No,
stay
I
away
hit
from unsafe places.
I was
This is
spamming
better
the
than
space
told
bar and
that.
nothing happened.
Huh. That also means this place isn't exactly safe.
See, I can hit like that, but by the time I get there, doesn't matter.
I hope Whit and Eugene are doing all right. Oh boy, looks like trouble ahead.
I hit that.
Now that was a leap of faith.
I'm always on the wrong side of the switches here.
I wonder where this path goes.
Connie, I'm gonna need you to cooperate with me.
Woohoo! I wonder where Eugene is.
I hit spacebar and nothing else was happening. Connie should have been throwing rocks for days. And now there's a random pheasant. Why was there a pheasant? This game feels like a Lenten penance in itself. Yeah, that's the reason why it's a reward for sub goals.
Looks like I've got to always be ready to throw a rock.
I am
That's
ready to
being
throw a
learned.
rock, Connie. It's not my fault you have the worst mini games. See, she got there. She got there in time.
Hope
Okay, I'm looking up a
Marty's
guide.
safe.
I'm looking up a guide. I'm tired. There's only so much of that you can handle. Truly riveting streaming content. Uh-oh. I have found one person on YouTube who has a full playthrough, but it stops just shy of where we are. Oh, this is awful. This game has never been beaten, only given up on. It will not defeat me. I refuse. I refuse. Sounds like Bright Father giving up takes humility.
How to get around this mine to
Not
find the Greek
today.
symbol that opens the exit. Well, this shouldn't be too hard. Hey, this is kind of fun.
Okay, so that takes us there. So that's a full loop,
Looks like I
basically.
need to throw rocks at the levers to switch the mine tracks on and off and right up to that Greek doodad. Well,
Really,
all
Connie?
a day's work.
I have an idea about something to try.
Gotta stay focused. Find the
Is
Greek
it, Connie?
images.
Is it kind of fun? The world may never know. See if I can just throw a rock there, which looks suspiciously like a tennis ball, honestly. See, but then I can't...
I'd better keep my eyes open. That Gustav guy might be nearby.
Oh, I wouldn't worry that much, Connie. I think he knows you're keeping yourself plenty busy, and he doesn't have to do anything. See, I want to make that jump, but because of the way she lands, I can't.
Practice makes perfect.
I can't. I don't get enough time to speed up. And now I'm beginning to worry that the thing I am supposed to be doing...
Looks
Yeah,
like
see,
I've gotta always be ready to throw a rock. Guess that's being alert. I wonder what Wit is up to.
Better puzzles, that's what. See, I'm worried I'm supposed to be able to throw a rock there.
I need to look for breaks in the track.
Why did you stop holding the speed up lever there?
Whoa, now that was close. A little too close.
Again, why did you stop speeding up? Other times you're fine holding it forward.
I hope Wit and Eugene are doing all right.
See, she's fine doing it there, but then here she's just like, no, I can't do that. Unless I guess I don't need to do it to get that first jump. Maybe that's it.
Okay, remember,
We found
Eyes
it.
and ears
We
open.
found the way out.
be alert.
That was easy. I wasn't even paying attention, and we got it.
I wonder where this will take me.
On a wild ride.
Uh-oh.
Why is there a bear?
Now that was a leap of faith.
And this time, there is no bear. This game is going to drive me.
I wonder what Wit is up to.
Probably not dealing with cave bears. We did it! We did it!
All right!
We only had to
Yeah,
suffer
I
3
got
of
the
those.
symbol.
Oh. That was a door.
Whew, I believe we're at the end.
Here it is. Finally, the ninth.
It's just
phonograph.
Yogi's in the wrong franchise.
Ninth virtue and the ninth test. Gustav and Marty must be nearby.
Because as we all know, the 9 virtues is the classic
Yet to
counting.
this point, you have proven excellence of character. But yet, if you have all these virtues and you lack love, you have nothing. This last test will prove the most important virtue, the virtue of love. By now you have learned that your true character will prove itself when no one is watching. What kind of person are you when no one can see you? Character is the inward motivation to do what is right, whatever the cost. Remember the words of a Greek philosopher. A man's character is his fate. And now, the final test of virtue, the test of love. Be kind to those who hurt you, and never bear a grudge. Your heart reveals its nature, and the sword has power to judge. And the sword has power to judge. And the sword has power to judge.
The sword has power to judge.
Earthquake!
Oh, I don't think so.
Could be too Catholic,
Actually,
yeah.
it sounds very similar to some sort of internal combustion engine.
Weird.
Specifically,
I'm a
the
weird
8,000
person when no
horsepower
one can see me.
titanium
No, I'm a
pneumatic
weird
mining
person when
drill.
people see me too. Hey, that's cheating!
Wit, Connie, Eugene. I wanted to personally thank all of you for helping me find the treasure. I'm delivering as promised. Marty has served his purpose, and so have you.
Marty, are you all right?
I'll be fine.
And so, the sword of the spirit is finally mine.
This is gonna end poorly.
Gustav, get off that machine! It's about to fall!
I won't fall for your tricks, McAllister. The sword is mine.
Oh, look, he brought it to us.
Gustav, don't be a fool! Grab this rope and save yourself!
The mine is collapsing!
We have to get out of here!
No, we can't leave Gustav.
We were just telling you to hurry up so we could all get out safely with Gustav.
I don't know how, but we made it.
Marty, by your willingness to rescue Gustav, you've exemplified the most important virtue of them all. Here, this is rightfully yours.
Leave him. He's as good as... have a sword, my lad. But Dr. Whitaker, how does that help me solve the mystery of my parents?
So we leave our friends, wiser and stronger for having passed their tests of virtue. And Marty passed the ultimate test, the test of love. The sword of the Spirit has the power to judge the thoughts and attitudes of any heart. And in the end, it proved Marty as the rightful
Is it really
owner.
fair judging?
Join our
one's
trio
ability
on
of love?
another exciting adventure, Adventures in Odyssey and the Lost Treasure
It
of the
ended with
Incas.
an ad! It ended with an ad! But is it really fair to judge someone on their love? Because if we're talking in virtue, love is a supernatural virtue and is one gifted to us. So, you know. No, that wasn't even a preview. That was for the previous game. This is part 2, Yenza. This is. Oh, and look at that. Just flossing here. I'm going to make a save. So done. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. Hold on. This is let me grab 3. I wasn't expecting to have to switch discs today. Oh, and I better update the True Gamers right here. I know, with discs. Oh, I know what that is. Now this is gaming. You bought Chances to Star during the Steam sale because of me. Nice. It is a good game. There we go. I had to change the stream name as well. Did I already install this one? I don't even remember. I'm pretty sure I installed it. Look at this cover. The Great Escape. Interactive game. Now this is pod racing.
Prepare to face your
Instruct with game
destiny.
ovation.
Michael,
I'll keep you in my prayers,
that
Omega.
guy sounds kind of scary.
Mandy, relax. It's just a game. Go ahead. Press enter to start.
Okay.
Hi, this is Chris. Welcome to Adventures in Odyssey. You're about to enter a virtual world inside your computer and your imagination. A world known as Adventures in Odyssey and the Great Escape. Keep alert. In this crazy inside-out world of bits and bytes, you never quite know what to expect.
I'm up to the final level. If I could just win this very last part, I will score my highest game ever.
Okay.
I'll be in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, what's this thing rated anyway?
You, for even you could play it. Watch out.
Savage.
Whoa, that was close.
What do they call this game
Hey,
again?
so
Ooh, that hurt.
So for
It's
my,
called Firewall Defender.
Oh.
Now this part is real tricky.
For my
Why do you
Adventure in
defend
Odyssey
Firewall?
listening folk.
Mandy.
Who's Chris?
Oh, Mandy, you made me miss it.
Miss what?
She introduces...
Never mind.
Greetings.
Where are your eyes?
Eugene, don't scare us like that.
She's the narrator.
I do
Okay.
apologize, but from what I understand,
Because she just
you two
introduces
are the
every
perfect
game
candidates
and, like,
for my
having no
experiment.
context. I'm just like, hi, Chris,
What
who are
talking
you?
about?
I've linked the game Firewall Defender to the CPU of the Room of Consequence, allowing you to play the game from inside the computer.
Why do you have a room
I
called the
agree.
Room of Consequence?
Whoa. See, I'm not really into video games that much. I'm just doing a school report on computers, and Michael is helping me.
And what better way to learn about computers than to go inside one?
Come on,
Eugene,
Mandy.
you are
This
being
is gonna be
maximally
awesome.
creepy right now.
Is it safe, Eugene?
To go in.
Of course, as long as the safety protocols are in place.
Sounds safe to me. Let's go.
What kind of safety protocols are we talking about?
Mandy.
Saying features of an icon of resurrection. Enchants the scenario. That's
Welcome
cool.
to my version of Firewall Defender.
I'm in.
Keep in mind that I've installed those safety protocols to keep things, safe. Whatever you do, don't try to adjust them.
Got it.
What is wrong with you? This is not what he's like in the other two
This is
games.
Awesome.
I am doing a heckin' concern here.
Play the game as it's meant to be played, and all should be well.
Should be?
Come on, Mandy.
What? What is happening?
Well, as long as it's safe. And as long as we play by the rules, I guess it's all right.
Eugene is he just went from hero and nerd to straight up serial killer.
Firewall Defender. Defend the firewall. Neutralize nasty nuisances before they infect your hard drive.
Yep, it's Firewall Defender, all right. This would be a piece of cake.
So wait,
I'm kind of hungry.
is this me defending the firewall that led to the crash yesterday on all the internet systems I'm working? What's the company? Firestarter or something like that?
Level 1.
Remember, our job is to fire the energy blaster from this turret unit. We gotta knock out the viruses before they destroy our firewall.
Worst missile command ever.
Ah!
Well, it wasn't a firewall breach, but you know.
Gotcha!
I know it was just from an update, but I thought the joke was still funny. This is the reason the patch was so bad. They put kids in charge of it. Well, there's no punishment in spamming, so...
Under 4 viruses at once, you can wipe out a whole gang of them.
Haha, funny joke, streamer.
You can blast these bugs as soon as they appear. Just gotta watch for the gates to light up, then you will know where to blast.
And there goes your Delta flight.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you say something?
You gotta be careful you don't fire too much at once.
I liked
If you
seeing the
fire
images
too
of
fast,
the
you can lose all your energy.
I don't think you'll ever lose your
Oh, that's
energy.
that's what limits how often I can fire is my energy. Okay. Is this all the game is? I am going to be so disappointed.
Saw the face of Mona Lisa on his grilled cheese sandwich.
It's also really loud. This is just building until you lose. It's literally meaningless to the story. It's the MacGuffin. So you're saying I should just give up?
Uh-oh.
Yeah, let's do nothing. Let's do the powerful move of nothing at all.
Is depleted.
Let's make Eugene upset.
What are all those tiny numbers behind there? There must be hundreds and hundreds of them.
Shh! It's called
Andy,
binary.
I'm trying to concentrate.
Hundreds and hundreds and...
Maybe more. Wow, so close.
Oh,
One time, one more
no!
time.
Hall of Fame. Enter your name in the Hall of Fame. Firewall Defender. Level 1.
Remember, we gotta defend the firewall at all costs.
Whatever.
I just lost and nothing happened. I have a weird, deep sinking feeling this is the game. But we're going to try the opposite. We're going to try to do well this time.
I wonder how they make cottage cheese.
Because if this is all the game is, this is a lot of effort. Like with these voice lines. And literally no reason to make this an adventure in Odyssey game. Use the super antivirus? I don't have one, I think. I think that's what the zero... Oh, no, that's...
The gates are saying whoa.
No, it just...
Whoa,
that did
whoa,
nothing.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Okay, so there is more game. I just have to do well enough, I guess. Just grab the shot. Kind of.
Firewall
No.
defender.
I'm gonna put it in the microwave. That's how I teach computers lessons. Dear children, that was a joke. Please never put a computer in a microwave. It's a very bad idea. This is the worst clone of Missile Command ever. Thank you, Magical D8. I wish I had a trackball mouse. Then it would be like actual Missile Command. Thunk, thunk. I am disappointed that this one has nothing to do with the other two games, given how they had an interlocking story.
Level 2.
Did you hear Norton Brewster try to suck raisins through a straw once? He hyperventilated and they went up his nose. Oh, no! Oh, don't worry. He's all right now. But he'll never be able to play the banjo again.
Why is there a level 2? When am I supposed to be done with this game? How many levels are there? Oh, I'm doing a heckin' concern. No, your little blue eggs are weird. What exactly am I supposed to be learning from this? I'm not learning coding. I'm not learning how firewalls actually work. I don't feel like I'm learning any particularly Christian lesson. I'm gaming. But I don't know why. The map levels makes it look like these minigames are interspersed through the real story levels. Yeah, that's kind of what the other games were, especially the last one. The first one less so, but...
Watch out! Watch out!
Maybe think this is the KOTOR turret level, but not as good. And the KOTOR turret level's already not very good. Tolerable, at least, and easy and short, but this has no determinate end right now. It's just like, keep doing it.
Level 3.
I think a gate just winked at you.
Level 3 of question mark.
Oh man, they're coming here too fast.
I bet it's all babble, but I wonder if you could translate anything from the binary in the back. Also, this must have come out like around the same time as The Matrix. Did I come out around the same time as The Matrix? The world we may never know. Also good to see you, Pete Tony. So this is basically your job, right? Right, Peter? Just like, this is what it's like teaching AI to code. Oh. I hope level 3 is the end. Oh, those bounce. Oh, there's a worm. Haha, get it? Computer worm. Yeah, this is exactly this. Yep, that's what I thought. I can see why you have that as a side gig. You know, this would be really hard for someone who's colorblind. That was a bad time to use the super bomb, but oh well. These seem very front-loaded. Like, the toughest wave, part of the wave is at the beginning. And it's like there's a set amount of each enemy type. And so at the end, it's like, oh yeah, you're just back to the little green and yellow dudes.
Level 4.
Okay, I'm just gonna... Now that we have a decent amount of points, I'm gonna try losing again, see what happens this time. See if it was like a points barrier thing.
Almost did it that time.
Hall of Fame. Enter your name in the Hall of Fame.
Still me. Am I just supposed to go? Okay, so that was Firewall Defender. Whoever Fred D and Fred B are, they sure like playing these computer games.
Firewall Defender. Level 1.
What am I supposed to do to move on? Is there actually an end and we're supposed to like... I want to see something. I'm going back here.
Your destiny.
Michael, that guy sounds kind of scary.
Mandy, relax.
I want to see what
It's
color
just a
this is.
game.
This is terrible
Go
game
ahead.
design. It is. This is
enter
the
the start.
worst of the three, too. Like, the
okay.
others were meh. This one's especially bad, but I want to see...
Hi, this is
No, that's...
I'm up to the final level. If I could just win this very last part, I was.
Okay, so it is... You're just supposed to get to level 4, wave 4, and beat it.
Oh, what's this thing?
Because he's saying this is the final level. Oh. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know if I have the stomach for that right now. That was so close, too. I know. That is in many ways the worst part. Okay. Okay, so here's the game plan. Did you learn about perseverance from the last game? Apparently not. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to save this. This is still on the table as bonus content for later for more sub thank yous. But we beat 2 today. That's big. But I feel like I need a palate cleanser, so I'm going to play a game I like. So, hold please. Y'all are not ready for this. This is Mohawk and Headphone Jack. Just get ready for a lot. This is a Super Nintendo game. Oh, yeah. So this is a physics platformer for the Super Nintendo. Ow. Oh, wait, I won that. So you're supposed to collect these CDs because an evil general has stolen all the CDs of the planet. So you can't have a party anymore. But wait, The camera rotates. Taking a lot of stupid damage. Oh! Did not see that coming. Hello, mysterious weird purple portal. Where do you take us? Yeah, this is the palate cleanser unlike anything else. What? Oh. I fell back in the portal. Wait. Giant CD. Giant CDs change the music. Let's open the map. You can get a sense of just how big it is. So we were up there. And now... And we fell... Yeah, we were here, and we fell to here. Because physics. But yeah, you need CDs in order to exit each level. There's a very funny speedrun of this at GDQ from like 2017 by PJ DeCaesar. Gee, all these arrows are pointing to the wall. Like there's something there. I know there's a... I'm pretty sure there's a secret in that wall, at least. Because, of course, this game has just secret hidden entrances. Okay. We have enough... that now we can get to the exit, which is there. You see the X? So basically, if we go up into the what is currently our right, Sonic had loop-de-loops? Nah, we have loop-de-loops. No! Dang it. At least I get to keep all my CDs. Where you going, Mohawk? Mohawk would like a word with the manager of physics. Yeah, that CD count, get ready for it to not make any sense. Because sometimes you beat a level and it's like, good job, you have 256% of the CDs. Oh, okay, the game was not sure which way to eject me on that pipe for a moment. No. No. Physics. The physics ain't physicking. Dang it. What CDs do we even have? We have Scissorfish and the Voodoo Puppets. This game is very 90s. Orb! It's the save point. Okay. Once we get to 100, we can find out where the boss is. Maybe. Boss. There he is. Okay. Basically nowhere near us. Good. Good, good, good. Gale has redeemed a father joke. What did ninjas wear to work, Gale? Sneakers. I think I'm trapped in this circle. That ended poorly. Okay, so looks like we need to actually go left, because we need to figure out where these pipes are. It's just that pipe, or there's that pipe. I don't know how to get to that pipe. That pipe looks like a secret area. Oh, I wasn't expecting physics to grab. Where am I going? The physics says physics to me hard. I'll just build up orbital velocity. Let's jump across to here. Okay, I can't change physics angle there. No, I explode. Dig, that is a gruesome game over screen. Mohawk, game over. Yeah, it doesn't even let you continue. You have to manually re-enter the code. Dang. What if I achieve escape velocity in this orbit? But then... it looks like there's a limit even on the physics. Also, you can explode intentionally. I was hoping I could make it to the boss, but I just got utterly lost. Ah. Secret entrance. Sorry, secret tunnel. I know what the internet likes. Go looking for the boss this way. I'm gonna give it another shot. Especially because I just beat that other level pretty handily on first try. Ow. Hey, Abandoned. Good to say this game reminds you of Super James Pond. I could see that. Honestly, the programming behind this is insane. Like, each tile can have upwards of 8 gravity vectors. And the size of these levels are huge, and it's all powered. It's all done with, like, dynamic loading. Where am I? Okay, that's one of the pipes that leads to the boss. So I think if I go up this way, maybe? Or the physics will betray me. Oh, I'm doing well. Yeah, there's a really good speedrun of this at GDQ 2017 or so, run by PJ DeCaesar. He is the only runner of this game, and I think I understand why. Oh, hey. This is actually where we're trying to get to. So, yeah, what's amazing about this one is it's very solid, actually. Like, its programming. There's very little jank and very little that you can actually, like, cut in, like, corners to be cut. Yeah, first boss! We did it! We got to the first boss! I am actually genuinely happy and impressed by that. Oh, Dingo's fed kidneys. That did not go well. But we made it. We found him. I don't know how we find our way back there, but we found him. So I'm happy with that. And look at that. Mohawk's happy with that. He's jamming out. But I think we're going to go ahead and call it there for the day. This is a nice little palate cleanser after Adventures in Odyssey, especially after that tower defense one. And I hate that I now know how to finish it, and I have to keep it live on the sub rewards. But fortunately, I think that might take a while. So I'll probably forget by the time it happens again. But thank you so much for tuning in to Let Us Play. I've been your host, Father Evan. It's been good to be with y'all today on this Saturday for a little bit of a bonus stream. And again, thank you to everyone who's subscribed or gifted subs to help build up the channel. It goes a long way. It helps a lot. So thank you so much. And yeah, join us again on Monday at 1:30 p.m. RPG Monday. Doing some Kingdom Hearts 358 over 2 days. And then Tuesday, Spirituality Tuesday now. Spirituality Tuesday, we're going to be playing Thomas Was Alone, Minecraft Wednesday, and Thursday, more Indiana Jones, Fate of Atlantis. Having a lot of fun with that. So that should be good. So thank you to everyone who's liked, followed, subscribed, joined the Discord, subscribed over at YouTube. Shout out to you, YouTube. And I hope everyone has a great rest of their weekend. Is anyone live to raid to? Oh, Clavier is live. I'll send you on over to Clavier. Actually, no, Blake. I just saw Blake is live as well, and it looks like he just started doing some F1 racing with a full rig. That looks like fun. So I hope everyone has a great rest of the day for raid call. Father raid, spam the meat morp if you got it. And again, I hope everyone has a great rest of their weekend. Take care, and God bless.